Today we meet to discuss a deeper understanding of struggle and of victory. What you see as failure, we often see as direct success. You do not see the finish line, but we do. And we know when you have arrived somewhere that is pivotal in your development. We see those moments where there's a fork in a road and it could be A or B, and we actually see you select the right option. And it is actually at that moment that you win. And we want to be clear, it's at that moment that you win. It is that moment that opened the gateway for what you want to arrive in your life. It's in that moment that that beautiful, miraculous end story became possible for you. And you will be sitting in the win, and you won't even know you've made it. And you will start seeing all these signs from the universe getting louder and louder, and you need to know that you've made it. There is something substantially powerful that happens when you have the courage to choose before you have a guarantee of the end result. There is something magnificent and pivotal that happens when you decide to make a choice that benefits yourself, that is aligned with you and heads in the right direction, even before you see the result. Every single choice you make is a gateway. And when you go through that gateway, you are inviting the future potentials that we see. This is why we guide you to make certain choices, even when you don't understand them. We are showing you what's at the gateway, but you will constantly ask us why, and we understand the nature of the question, but it's like playing charades. We can't give you the answer to the question fully. One, it wouldn't make sense to you if we did, but we will always give you the answer the minute you've made the decision. But we will give you the factors in the decision, and we will guide you with signs and synchronicities as to what is right. But we cannot always hand it on a golden platter that has all of the who, what, where, when, and why, because that robs you of free will. For your free will, for your agency, you can ask us what's the difference between point A and point B. We will gladly tell you. But if you ask us to make the decision for you, this is something we cannot and will not do. And so this is why when you ask us, what do I do? We will not answer you. And so many people will ask us, what do we do about this relationship? Well, we won't tell you, but we will tell you the options on either side. We will tell you the problem that you have can be worked on, or if it can't, and we will tell you how to do that. But we will not tell you whether you should stay or whether you should go. That is your agency. We also will not take your free will away from you by naming a point-blank ultimatum. But we will give you the information on either side, such as if you use an example of should I stay at this job or should I leave, we will tell you what will happen if you stay. We will tell you what will happen if you leave. We will not tell you what you should do. We can tell you what our opinion is, and that is all that we can give. For spirit guides in particular we are bound by free will. And when we say bound, it's because you bound us. In particular, you just don't remember doing it. And so we come down here to guide you. We come down here to assist you. We come down here to walk with you, to show you options. We are like a GPS. We know where you're going. We know what the easiest way to get there would be, but we will not make the choice for you on what way you take to get there. But we will guide you on what way is the fastest. And so we bring this back to, you will often ask us where the end goal is on something. You will often ask us, how do we get to the end? And we would like to tell you that it is simply not that easy. We will tell you what you need to know, but what you think you need to know and what we know you need to know are often two different things. We will tell you the steps to get where you want to go, and you will ask us, am I going there? Well, if we're giving you the steps on how to get there, then yes, you are going there. It is a straight line. We don't communicate the same way as you do. And that is where there is so much disconnect between people and their spirit guides that they don't understand. However, we would say it's not that deep. It is softer then you realize nothing actually matters. And that is where it's okay if you make mistakes. It is okay if you don't get it right. We are here to learn. You are here to learn. We are here to guide you. We are learning along with you. We might be spirit guides, but that does not mean we know everything. And it does not mean that we're perfect either. It just means that we have source vibration in a much higher quantity than you do. And so we are still learning, guiding, although we have gotten to a point of advancement where we can be qualified to do that. But as spirit guides, it's a whole different ballgame that we go through. And so we wanted to offer a little bit of our perspective to you, because we know that you suffer so much when making a decision. There is so much information you are compressing. You are compressing realities that don't even exist. You are compressing all of these possibilities. And of course, you will be submerged in indecision on what the right choice is to make. And so that's why we will come in and we will tell you, go this way. We know what doors are already closed, and we know what ones are open that you don't know about. And so when you are going through something and you think all is lost, you can't see what we can see. We can see all these outstretched possibilities in front of you. We will be celebrating you so loudly that you'll be like, why am I getting all these angel numbers on the microwave? Why is everything looking good when I feel so bad, when I feel so shitty? As Kayla will often say, this is because we are celebrating you, because we know you made it through that gateway. We know it, and you do not know it. But your guides do. Believe us, we do. We know you've made it through the gateway. And so you need to know that you have made it long before you see signs of success. And so we would invite you to chill. We would invite you to lean in and go, okay. If I'm seeing all the signs that it's going to be okay, maybe it's because I've already made the decision that makes it okay. Maybe reality is just catching up with me now. We would say this happens so much more than you realize. And we would extend endless compassion to you because we understand from watching you how difficult it is. We have also lived human lives, the majority of us, or we've lived some kinds of lives, maybe not human. Many of us are not human, but we've lived lives, and we understand, if we've lived earthly lives, how difficult that it is in this space, in this density. And so you have us misunderstood. You have us misunderstood. And we just want to say those decision points, they're crucial, but you will never have all of the information when you walk through it. And it is that way by design. It is that way so you have agency. It is that way so you can see how things are built. It is that way so you come to understand the lessons in your life. And when we are walking you through a gateway, a decision point, if we were to give you all of that information, it would rob you from the ability to learn the lesson. It would be like having a test being cheated on. You would not actually learn anything. And so we cannot give all of that to you, but we can guide you. And we can tell you when you've already made it. And we know that this is the most infuriating thing to you, that you understand that, hey, I've already made it, but I don't see the result yet. We would say that we see so many humans being so deeply frustrated by this revelation when they get a reading done and their reader will tell them, hey, you've already done it. And they'll go, well, what did I do? And we tell them, well, you're about to find out. It was related to this decision. Just wait until it gets delivered into your reality so you can feel the blossoming of your victory, the pride in your victory, the joy in your victory. And so many of you do not stop to feel this. And so we think that if there was one thing that we could share to alleviate suffering for so many people, it's to consider that it is not the end that is the solution. It is the choices you make along the way. And the choices you make are what is sealing what is available for you. And so many of the time you've solved your problem months before you see it bubble through in your reality where you can see, feel, touch, taste the reward. So we would invite you that sometimes an option to consider is, have I already made the decision that gets me through this and reality is just catching up with me? And if you ask us this, we will show you the signs that this is how it is. We will show you the signs that you have made it. And we invite you to trust us. Sometimes it does take time for reality to catch up with you. We would liken this to rendering a video game. You know, when you create something in a video game, this channel does not play video games, so bear with her if her language is not apt. this video game, when you go to play it and you create something, if it is a creation of worlds, when you create something, it has to be built. When you are rendering, when you are creating something, it has to be built. And it is no different than rendering an animation or building a world of any type in a video game. These worlds, they need to be built. Your reality is exactly the same. While everything around you is an echo of a past manifestation, this is something that many of you already know, but you might not see it the way that we see it, where there are actively all of these chords between things that are rerouting, because there are millions and billions of you changing your minds every second of every day, building something new, growing, expanding. And this universe is really incredibly miraculous like that. If you could see what we see, you would be sad in your chair being like, this is incredible, because it is. The divine intelligence that the universe is built off of is absolutely incredible, and you are not able to see it from where you stand. This is not something that you are able to see, but what we see is whenever you make a decision, there are threads, there are pipes. I guess you could use the word pipes, that they are going between all of these things, and they will move and they will change. And our channel used to play a spirit guide game, and it depends on how, which person she's playing it with, the imagery will be different. But in this, it was stairs. And every time that she would work with the client to do a timeline change, these magical dragon stairs would move like in Harry Potter. They would just move and move and move and move. And that's what it's like. And so when you ask for something big, like $1 million, like a whole different, love situation that is so far elevated above where you are, and good, please ask for that. You deserve it. Those stairs, they have to change. They have to change, and there are so many things you do not consider. How many people are affected by the stairs? Whole families will know you that didn't know you before. Your family, their family, the job situation, the stairs, and you have no idea that is happening. It takes time sometimes. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not, and either way doesn't mean it's not happening. And so we would invite you, when you see that you're being told, oh, my manifestation is coming, and you go, oh, I don't see it. It's coming. It's there. It's literally behind a glass mirror, and it's going to land the minute that it finds a way. And here's another thing that you probably don't understand as a human being. It's not just one thing. So people will say, that was divine timing. Except what you don't realize is there are thousands of entryways. Thousands. It's just which one you pick. And so every single one you pick will feel miraculously organized by source, because it was. We have to include so many entry points because you guys have free will. And when you are avoidant or struggling with the decision, you might miss like 7 to 10 of the entry points. And you might be wondering, well, why hasn't this thing come in yet? You might have accidentally stepped over an entry point you didn't realize existed. And that's okay, because there's more. So don't sweat it, because like we said, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever is meant for you will find you. It is an inevitable magnet. You're one side and they're the other, and you cannot stop attracting each other when you are meant for each other, no matter what that is, whether that's a person, whether that's a job. If it has your signature on it because you've created it, it will magnetically attract. Our channel talks about this a lot, and there's no escaping it. There's no escaping it. It will find you. It will find you. And this is something you don't have to worry about. If you don't worry and you drop the worry and you step into, I've seen so many signs that are telling me that I've conquered this problem. I have to trust that I have. I have to stop checking up on how it's going to be solved, when it's going to be solved. Am I doing it right? Because I might be slowing down the entry points. I might be tingling up the entry points without realizing that I'm doing so. And I need to work on my trust, because there is no elaborate scheme to withhold everything I want from me. It's just not how it works. The universe and everything in it is rooting for you to achieve what you want, whether that's good or bad. That's how this place is. I'm sure you have noticed the universe is an algorithm. It builds on what you focus on. But in some cases, when we've built a soul contract that's running around the algorithm, and the soul contract can be tough to crack. Of course, it can be done, but it can be tougher to crack, especially when you have lessons, and that sometimes there are things that are so beautiful that you planned for yourself in this life, and you planned them right when you needed them most. And so those things are just going to land at the opportune time when you need them the most. And so you just have to trust that there are going to be things like that in this life that you have created that will just come in for you right at the most opportune time. But so many things actually have so many different entry points in your life. So we're just asking you to consider not sweating so much in the process of chasing after what you want, because so many of the times you've already gotten it, and it will be a few months before you see that you have. And that's why we will send you all of these signs, or you will hear from readers, oh, it's already figured out. We want to tell you they're being honest. We want to tell you they're being honest, and it's because it is. You just don't see it. And that it can take quite a bit of time. Of course, yes, there are some readers that we will not, that's not what we wish to discuss. We would say when you want to get a good reader, make sure you vibe with them. That is the most important thing. Vibe with them, feel it in your gut. That is the most important thing. You will know if someone is the right fit for you or not. And that is all that we will say here. But we know that that is an issue of discernment that can be very heavy for a lot of people. So we just wanted to say, consider that you might have already stepped through gateways for the things that you want long before you see them, and that trying to manifest them, especially if you're getting all the signs and you've been told it's already coming, you might be exhausting your own energy. And what you should do is lean into receiving and find ways to allow good energy to meet you where you are, so you can actually let all of those creations into your life. Because sometimes the issue is the thing is already created, it's looking for a way in that is compatible with you, and the door's not open because you might be so strongly believing it's not possible for you that you might actually begin repelling it. And that is another possibility. So make sure you're really working on your receiving, and at some point you'll drop the repelling. So if you're repelling, don't worry about it. At some point you will drop it and the thing will come right in. We are trying to say it is not as serious as so many of you think. And we know that it feels serious. So that is why we are offering a contrasting opinion. And we just wanted to say, so much of the time things are handled for you. That everything is working out for you thing really is true. So much of the time things are being handled exactly the way that you've asked. We're just creating room. We're just creating space. We're creating room. We're building the script, changing the set list. We're moving the furniture around. We're doing whatever needs to be done. Whatever needs to be done to be able to bring that in for you. And you just have to trust that so much of the time it's already happening. It's already here. It just needs to be built and land and enter. But you've already done the work. When you've already done the work and it's already been built, it's just a matter of time.